Alright. And let's just have a look at this from Zest's perspective, right? So we just saw stats perspective. Now let's have a look at Zest. Again, we can fast forward through the start. It's just a copy and paste job. Okay, so I'm guessing after his second gateway, he'll go on. It's either Scout or Proxy. Wow, look at that. Yeah. If he just put his pylon here, he would have found Stats' Proxy instantly. And you get those games, those weird ass games where you're trying to proxy in the same location or right next to each other. Again, look, 15 out of 16 on minerals and rallying into gas. Never put 3 on each gas and then rally into minerals, or like go 2 on each gas immediately. It's always just 15 out of 16 minerals. Second pylon is proxied. I think this is literally just for adepts and to make the opponent worried, because had Stats scouted and seen that the second pylon was missing, he would be worried about the same thing. Proxy Robo, Proxy Stargate, Proxy Twilight, Proxy Gateway, where actually it's just a pylon. That's all it is from Zest. It's not terribly scary. And Zest basically, I think maybe this is part of the problem as well, is he delays his tech, which makes his opponent think it's proxy tech. It's actually just late. It's just a late tech. Both opponents opening for Stalkers, so we don't do any of this adept defending interaction. And then we go into 2 more Stalkers.
Here in the shadows.
Chrono Boost is being saved up. And immediately Zest is scouting, because with 2 probes and a Stalker, this Stalker is killing this probe, and then only after the probe is gone, so Stats is completely blind. Zest could be going for a Stargate right now, which might make the initial push harder. Imagine if he came in here with the 4 Stalkers and an Immortal, and Stats agreed to do him with 4 Stalkers and a Phoenix, and then Stats just needs to hang in that fight. Zest would try and run away, but if he's got a second Phoenix on the way, then he's bound to capture 1 for a unit, and it's probably going to be the Immortal. Because then Stats has got a Stargate and it's flying units here, and Zest has got a Stargate and it's flying units there, and Stats has got a Robo, has to walk all the way across. So I think maybe if Zest had gone for a Stargate thing, it would have been much better for him. And that's just rolling the PvP dice situation.
I'm here.
Yeah, Zest just goes for like 5 Stalkers, or is it even 6? Yeah, it should be 6. Where's his other Stalker? And 6 Stalkers just dies to an Immortal and like 2 Stalkers, so this is way too much for him to deal with. He then makes a Warp Prism, so he's going for a 3-gate Robo thing, and he's assuming Stats is going to do something macro heavy before he did this. He can see there's no expansion here, so he knows he's in big trouble. And he actually, I don't know about this, he just goes for like 80% finish Warp Prism and then cancels it. Would the game have gone any differently had he gone for the Warp Prism? Probably, maybe slightly better, but probably still a loss, right? The fact is he's hemmed in on 1 base. Had he not cancelled the War Prism, he wouldn't have money for these 2 adepts, so I think this was kind of Zest's gamble to get out of this bad situation. He knew he was in a bad situation, so he was like, I'm just going to try these 2 adepts. He could have actually checked to see if the pylon was there before he made the adepts, because this probe has been hanging around for a while. He's actually got another probe out on the map as well, so if Zest was a bit more keen on scouting that ramp before he did the adepts, it would have been better for him. But yeah, now he's kind of stuck, and what can you do as the Robo 2-gate guy, because you've lost a gate? You have to go Disruptor or Colossus and try and get something done with that. But yeah, if the opponent goes Stargate, I don't see how you're supposed to. Like, how is Zest going to break out of here? He's going to walk down the ramp into a bad concave, maybe a force field. He doesn't even have a War Prism to lift up his units in case there are force fields. In any case, the concave is just too bad to go down this ramp. So I think Zest plays it as well as he can in the situation. He's trying to get out a War Prism, and then he's going to go for the Robo Bay. I'm guessing he was going to go Disruptors and then sees that there's Phoenixes and decides Colossus is the way, because the Phoenixes are going to be revealed to him right now, yeah. So there's the Phoenix and he's like, there's no way I'm going to go Disruptor now. Phoenix just completely negates that in terms of just lifting it up. Even if the Phoenix dies after lifting, as long as it gets the cancel, it's worth it, because the Disruptor shot was going to kill 2 or 3 units at minimum. And at this point Zest is just probably crying because there's nothing he can do. Although he does try. He tries for one big push of a Colossus thing. Tries his best. Scalps with the Adepts. Kills a probe with 2 Adepts, but then loses 2 Adepts. Not good. Now there's 2 Immortals in my base. It is just a hopeless situation, I think. It's nice to see, you know, what Zest is doing to try and get back in the game. But obviously a level above Zest probably stats, so it's not going to work. But if you were a level below Zest, then maybe this kind of stuff would work, and this push might actually just roll you and everything will be fine. But you know, Stats is currently teching to counter what Zest has, so Phoenix is against his Robo tech. He's expanding, so getting an eco lead as well as a tech lead, and at the same time he's harassing him with the Immortals and the Phoenixes. So he's kind of doing 3 things at once that gives him an edge over his opponent, and that's just too many edges. 3 edges? Doesn't matter if you're Zest. It's too many edges. Like, he gets here and he's got worse tech than his opponent. His opponent's got shield batteries and also just gimps your economy. Like, there's just absolutely nothing you can do here. Maybe he could have tried DTs. Just watch Stats lose his only form of detection in the middle of the map of the Robo. Actually, does Stats even have an observer? He doesn't. DTs confirmed the path to victory, Zest. There are always oracles, but if you get like 4 DTs in this base, I think that's game over. There's not going to be a Robo up in time. At least there'll be damage done. But then you're not going to surprise Stats with a DT shrine. You'd have to proxy it. Maybe he could have proxied the DT shrine off of this. He doesn't actually have a Twilight because he's gone Robo 3-gate Robo style. So yeah, that was an interesting game from both perspectives.